Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas pre-market show for Monday, September the 30th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Couple of yeses. Thank you, guys. Green, I understand this is your last day. Would you wait for me to come back to tell me that? Anyway, thank you, Jordy. And thanks, everybody. Yeah, had a great time, Montreal, and a little bit in New York. So, what I miss? I do know what I missed. I'm looking at KWeb here, guys. There's no point in talking about every China stock that's up. What a week it had. So I know there was a stimulus package. I guess that's the reason. And when I look right here above, guess I would have been Friday's high already. So that is KWeb. So many China stocks are popping this morning. No point talking about them all. But let's talk about a couple of them. I just saw the TCOM popped, but again, this is going to look like a lot of the China stocks. 5%. In fact, well, let's take a look if we can find one that's more than what the KWeb is doing. So sort of outperforming the overall China market. So the China market right now for KWeb is up 5.3%. Excuse me, 5.3%. Let's take a look at ZK. Wow. Okay, so ZK is up 14%. Excuse me. I don't know if they have some specific news for it. Wow, ZK up 14%, guys. I don't know what the float is. We don't have float information for that for some reason. But I can see, I mean, just like China overall, it did extremely well last week. Just give me one moment, please. So let's take a look at now MCOR, EMKR. This is a buyout, I believe. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. Yeah, MCOR shares are trading higher after Mobix Labs submitted an all-cash offer. So that is a buyout, potential buyout. Another China stock, ZCMD. I don't think there's any. Again, there's no specific news. I'm sure this must be China. Excuse me, guys. Catch in my throat here. Yeah, another China. TTEC. I think TTEC is a potential buyout. I think one of the founders is or the CEO proposing to take the company private at 685 a share. Okay, now before you go running out and liquidating everything so you can buy this because it's going to 685 a share, don't do that. I know it's sitting at 565. It may or may not happen. So really, I'm trying to find some stocks that are not China. CCL could be interesting today. CCL could be interesting today. It is an earnings play. The cruisers have done quite well over the last few weeks. CCL is an earnings play. Hasn't done much. If you look at the daily chart, you can kind of see if it can take out 19. Yeah, if it can take out 19, which is a couple of weeks ago high, got a shot to the 1950 level. So this is an earnings play, CCL. Now, STLA is dragging down the automakers, US automakers anyway, STLA. Not an earnings play, but I think they're basically saying, yeah, they're cutting their guidance. So STLA cutting their guidance. So Ford and GM also down. On that news, is PRME a China stock? PRME, no. So this is up. PRME, not China. So we're rallying on a partnership with BM Bristol Myers. Okay. So that is the reason for PRME on the move here. PRME on the move. Not a low float, 54 million in the float, not a low float. I did see also, yeah, the G triple R, not China, not a China stock. It popped up. It looks like, well, we have here that they're going to release, excuse me, just a minute, guys. All right, we have that they're going to be releasing earnings on the third, but it looks like they've done it now. Achieves explosive growth in H1 2024. Okay, so that is G triple R. What did it get up to? It got up to $5, pulled back 50 cents so far. Talk about the trade of the week. Plug is the trade of the week. The trigger price suggested entry is 229. Again, if you traded, this is what when we talk about a suggested entry, it's only talking about market hours. No, Mark, there is no. We don't have anything that can show. I mean, a lot of websites out there, though. I know there's a website out there that can easily show stocks that are have reverse splits planned, but there's no filter in trade ideas. No, I know Draw. I'm sure Draw has something, and because he every morning he puts out what has actually happened in terms of a reverse split and the ratio. I know there's a website out there. As an example, he's just putting out so SONN one for 8, CNET one for 4, and LXEH one for 10. ICG, why are you down? ICG, well, this is interesting. This is China. So China, this is definitely going against the grain here. ICG, for some reason, I don't see any news on it. Okay, so it's a I guess it's a well, I don't guess it's a crypto play, and I do see that crypto is a little bit weak this morning. Crypto's off about $2,000, or Bitcoin is anyway, 64 down to 64,000. No, I know. I saw that green. You will be missed, especially you always welcome me in the morning. That's very kind of you, as people say. Not that others don't, but you know what I mean. All right, guys, here's one that's just kind of sneaking in here. Is this MNPR? MNPR. Okay, it's only at 4%. Not a lot of volume yet, but it is starting to creep up. It's not China. Basically, what I'm looking for is something that is not China. I mean, there's no point in talking about every single China stock that's moving higher. But if you're going to take a China stock, I would have KWAB. If you have the ability to put KWAB as a thumbnail chart to keep an eye on what's happening with KWAB, okay? Because because probably most China stocks will do what KWAB is doing. All right. And here it keeps going, guys. MNPR. I don't see any news on this one. No specific news anyway. Got probably something happening with this. Starting to pick up a little more steam now, up 5%. Had a great couple of days and now an extension. Yeah, thank you. Perfect in our YouTube room. Now, typically, guys, when I go on vacation for a while, it takes me a little bit to get rolling again in terms of even wanting to trade. So And also, yeah, just to take a look at the SPY. So this is not going to be a typical September unless the SPY has a massive drop today. I think I noticed. I think I said that the SPY this month, not including today, what's happening right now, was up about 1.5%, something like that. So definitely bucking the odds that September is the worst historical month, or worst month historically. And by the way, who asked that question? James, are you back yet, James? You're having a problem getting seeing the FX. You have to, if you're listening to me, yeah, you have to download the latest beta. I mean, the latest beta will certainly help, but you also have to be using our browser interface. Okay, so if you right click on a chart, you have to check use browser interface. That's the other thing, and then that FX will appear. Okay. No, I don't even look at the market, Mike. I don't even look. Well, okay, I lie. I'm lying a little bit. I looked at the SPY at the end of the day. That was it, just to see. No, I don't trade at all. I think a full break. Boy, these China stocks. If you know Andy at Trade Ideas, I call him Mr. China, kind of jokingly, but man, oh man, he loves his China stocks. Not too familiar with this one, XHG, Exchange. What they do, this technology-driven apartment rental platform. I don't think I've really seen this one before. XHG, another China stock. They have earnings, looks like on the second. All right, guys, as I always do, let's take a look at the sectors and see what's happening. I see the market is trying to recover a little bit. The market was up here. Let me take a look at the economic calendar. I did post that. Let's see what's happening today, if anything is interesting. So, excuse me. So at 8:50, so that might have been the cause for this little drop here. No, that was dropping already before. So 8:50, one of the Fed presidents was talking. I don't know if he's finished. And that would have been Bowman. And then at 9:45, I know this can affect the market. The Chicago PMI at 9:45, all times Eastern, right? All times Eastern. And at 10:30, we've got the Dallas Fed manufacturing survey that can also affect. And we have Powell actually talking at 1 p.m. Okay, so we've got a couple things. The next one is at 9:45, the Chicago PMI. All right, now let's take a look at the major sectors and see what's happening. All right, guys. Well, before I look at the major sectors, I mean, here's KWEB, ETF watch, KWEB, and FXI is another China ETF. But there's KWEB front and center, 5.5%. So let's take a look at the major sectors. So there's XLE, the major ETF for energy. 75% in red, meaning 75% of the stocks that make up XLE are down from Friday's close. Okay. So as I say, the market is going to bit of a weak open. Again, just because there's 75% are down doesn't mean the whole sector is crashing. SLB is the worst one, but it's only down 0.8%. So now what I want to do, because now I'm pretty sure what I'm going to see, but because I was away, I want to just see where XLE is. with respect to the 200-day moving average. Oh, interesting. So XLE is still below the 200-day moving average. I think when I left, it was just popping above. So XLE is still below the 200-day moving average. The only other one when I was XRT was kind of close. There's that. So there's the green line on my daily chart. That is the 200-day moving average. So XRT is still above it. The other one was consumer discretionary, XLY. And when I say the other one, ones that are sort of close to the 200-day, yeah, look at consumer discretionary. Once it popped through a few weeks ago, look at this. What a run it's been on. Let's take a look at XLK. That was the other one that had been below it for a bit, but again, moving away. So really, it's interesting. So XLE still is the weakest sector by far. You know what? I'll go through them all right now. XLF. I want to see if there's anything. Healthcare was so strong, even when some of the other sectors were weakening. Healthcare, well, okay, healthcare is sort of weakening a bit. This was doing this when we were looking at some of the other sectors. Some of the other sectors were doing this. So XLV starting to weaken a little bit. You can still see the 200-day moving average is way down there. Did I already look at retail? Yeah, I did. Okay, retail. Um, Communications should be way above. Yeah, drifting away. You can see it, but XLC communications way above. How about utilities? Utilities should be drifting down towards it, and I'm wrong. So interesting. Typically when the market is just ripping, utility stocks suffer a bit because they're kind of boring dividend-bearing stocks, but not now. How about materials? XLB again moving away. And financials away. So only man, I'm a little bit surprised because when I left, XLE had just popped above the 200-day moving average. So again, guys, this is so even though it's China stock ICG, but it's a crypto play. ICG is a crypto play. So when I'm looking at IBIT, I don't know what IBIT is doing here. Yeah, well, I know it's moving down, but I wanted to see what it was doing last week. So it was still pretty strong. But IBIT crypto is having a bit of a sell off today, a bit of one, down 1,800. At least Bitcoin is down about 1,800. Yeah, ZIM is it still on this list here? Where are you? Yeah, it's just not quite on the list because it's only up 5%. Not China, of course, but now I don't know if these guys are being. I know in the states anyway. I guess there's talk of a strike at your ports, something like that. So I don't know. I mean, this is obviously a shipper, so yeah. So that obviously, I guess this is going to affect stocks like ZIM. Thank you, Johnny. Okay, guys, I'm just looking to see if anything else is kind of sneaking in here that is not China. I know China. I know this is China Duo is China. Just looking to see if anything else is sneaking in here that is not China. You mentioned draw. You mentioned LXEH is a. All right, I guess we should probably just in case it does something stupid. This isn't. This is. Oh, it's China also. Okay, so they've done a reverse split. So that typically, I don't know. This has been reverse split adjusted 6 points. Man, that's already very low. So a 10 to 1, one for 10 reverse split. So I don't know now if that's actually now 600,000 shares in the float. Because I know the reverse split gets or these floats get adjusted. Now there's by the way, guys, okay, I'm gonna jump here. Here's CCL. CCL is an earnings play, okay? And so now it's above last week's high or a couple of weeks ago, the high. CCL is an earnings play. It just popped above that high here. And let's take a look at NCLH, see if the rest of the cruises are following. NCLH, they don't have earnings until the end of the month, but they're following. NCLH being dragged along by CCL, and then the big guy RCL, which is probably near a lifetime high. Yeah, 96%. So I mean, it's not quite. I guess right there would be a lifetime high, about 184, but it is being popped along or dragged along a little bit by CCL. Boy, this ICG is really getting hammered here. I don't know if there's any other specific news on it other than the fact it's a crypto play and Bitcoin's down right now. There are shares available for me to short also at Interactive Brokers, 36,000. I'd be actually, yeah, I mean, right now, this is a lifetime low. It's a lifetime low, ICG. Well retired. I mean, are they going to move? Well, they're already moving. They already are moving in a big way. Question in our YouTube room: are China stocks going to move? No. You know, how you? If the question is, are they going to keep moving higher from here? Who knows, right? But I mean, there's KWEB, so virtually every China stock that you can think of is up, except for ICG. I even saw the Starbucks. Remember this? Remember this one, the Lucan Coffee or Luckin Coffee, Lucan Coffee. It's now a pink sheet stock. This was going to be the Starbucks of China many years ago. It seems. I think they did an IPO. Ooh, yeah, you're right. Okay, just give me a moment, guys. Thank you, Pepe, and all. Yeah, we lost the screen sharing. Should be able to hear me now, but I have to do something. Should be able to hear me now. I hope. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, first of all, can you guys hear me in the main room? Okay, I just want to make sure of that. Okay, I'm going to, okay, you can hear me in YouTube, but my problem is, okay, you can now. Okay. The problem I've got in YouTube is I've got an echo going. I know you guys can't hear it, but it's echoing on my end. I may have to start YouTube again, guys. Sorry. Okay. I may have to start it all over because I'm getting this echo. Okay. So YouTubers, I do apologize. I'm going to have to relaunch. Okay.